All right, let's jump into a pretty wild thought experiment. We're going to take a journey through time, all based on what science projects would happen to try and answer one simple but honestly kind of profound question.
Just think about it for a second. What if every single one of us vanished? Like right now? Poof, gone. What happens to the world we built? To the planet itself? Well, let's dive in and see exactly how this whole thing unfolds.
So, the very first changes, they happen almost instantly. And it all starts with the one thing our entire modern world runs on: electricity. Okay, so here's the roadmap for our journey. You can see it's a pretty dramatic series of events, right? It starts with systems failing in just a few hours, and it stretches all the way to 10,000 years from now, when only the barest traces of us are left. This is pretty much Earth's future without us in the picture.
Yeah, you heard that right. In just a matter of hours, the whole planet basically plunges into darkness. You see, most of our power stations are automated, sure, but they need fuel, a constant supply. And with nobody around to feed them, they just stop. Now, while most of the grid goes down super fast, it's not like a single light switch flips off for the whole planet. Fossil fuel plants, they're the first to go silent. Solar panels, well, they don't last long either. Once dust and dirt cover them up, they're useless. But there are some holdouts, and they're the hydroelectric stations. They're powered by nothing but the flow of water, so they could keep going for months, maybe even years. Just imagine these lonely little islands of light in a completely dark world.
Okay, so the power's out. All maintenance has stopped. What happens next is this: a massive domino effect, a series of cascading failures, and that first month is just rapid, chaotic change.
And I mean, it happens incredibly fast. We're just 3 days in, and one of our biggest, most hidden vulnerabilities gets exposed. Not up here on the surface, but deep, deep underground.
Think about those huge networks under our biggest cities. You know, the subways in New York, the tube in London. The only reason they're not flooded is because of massive pumps working 24/7. Well, without power, those pumps fail. And when they do, groundwater just starts seeping in. In only 72 hours, those tunnels, they're just dark, underwater rivers.
All right, so fast forward to 10 days after we're gone. The consequences start to ripple out from our silent, crumbling infrastructure, and they hit the animal kingdom.
And this part, it's pretty grim. Our pets, farm animals, all the creatures that rely on us for food and water, well, they'd start to perish. But some would adapt. You'd see packs of larger dogs, now free from their homes, quickly reverting to their wild instincts. They'd form hunting packs, doing whatever it takes to survive.
But honestly, all of that, it kind of pales in comparison to what goes down 1 month in. This is the moment when our most powerful and our most dangerous technology is left totally on its own. It all comes down to one simple thing: water. Nuclear power plants need a constant flow of water to stay cool. As that cooling water evaporates, there's nobody there to refill it. So the reactor cores overheat, and that triggers meltdowns and massive explosions all over the globe. We're talking hundreds of disasters, each one worse than Chernobyl, poisoning huge chunks of the planet with radiation. But here's the amazing part. Even after a catastrophe that we created, the planet, it starts to heal itself. It's just a stunning testament to Earth's resilience, you know? Over centuries, natural processes would slowly clean up the radiation, letting life creep back into even the most toxic, contaminated zones. So we've seen the shock, the collapse. Now, a totally new phase begins. And this one isn't about what's being lost anymore. It's about what's growing back. This is the age of nature taking over. Okay, 1 full year. The Earth has made a complete trip around the sun, without a single one of us on it. And the changes? They're not just on the ground anymore. You can see them in the sky above. Imagine looking up at the night sky. With all the city lights gone, the stars would be absolutely breathtaking, brighter than anyone's seen in centuries. But slowly, our own man-made stars, those thousands of satellites we launched, they'd start to fall. Their orbits would decay and they'd just burn up in the atmosphere, like a silent, final fireworks show for humanity. Let's jump ahead a full generation. 25 years have passed, and the world we left behind, it's becoming almost unrecognizable.
At this point, nature is completely in charge. You've got roads and city squares being ripped apart by tree roots. Massive vines are crawling up skyscrapers. And in places like Dubai or Vegas, the desert just takes it back. Our glittering cities are literally getting buried under mountains of sand.
Okay,
300 years. Now, even the skeletons of our world are starting to fall apart. I'm talking about the great monuments we built, not from stone, but from steel. And they're all facing their one true enemy, rust.
Think about it. The Eiffel Tower, the Golden Gate Bridge, the steel frames of our tallest skyscrapers. Yeah, we built them to last, but only with constant maintenance. After 3 centuries of nonstop rain and wind, rust just does its thing. It's relentless. And one by one, these icons of our time would just buckle and collapse.
All right, get ready for a huge leap forward. We're talking 10,000 years. That's almost the entire length of recorded human history. So after all that time, what's left? What is our final, lasting legacy?
After 10 millennia, pretty much everything is gone. All our books, our computers, every piece of plastic we ever made, it's all turned to dust. The only proof that we even existed would be the stuff we carved out of solid stone. You know, the pyramids in Egypt, the Great Wall of China, the faces on Mount Rushmore. It's kind of ironic, right? The things that last aren't our advanced technology, but the simple, enduring rock we shaped.
And that really leaves us with one last big question. If some future intelligent species stumbles upon these massive stone carvings, what are they gonna think? What story will these silent giants tell about the civilization that just vanished and left them behind? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for going on this journey with me.